for sure though. Hey everyone, it's good to talk to y'all on YouTube. I haven't been on here and I don't even remember the last time I did a vlog. It's been that long because I've been so busy with work, with just doing things around the house, just the holidays, different stuff that I've been doing, and just haven't had time to really post. But of course, I'm still seeking God and seeking what He wants me to do and different things like that. Still working on my book. Just giving y'all an update of what's been going on. Still working on my book. I had so many hindrances, but I do know that God wants me to do it, so I'm trying my very best by the grace of God to get this book out as soon as possible. But it's just gonna be so much of a blessing once I get done, because there's so many things that even now that God is doing in my life that I want to share, especially from where I came from and where I am now. It's like such a walk of faith, such a walk of learning to trust God, and it hasn't been easy. It hasn't, but God is faithful. That's what I'm gonna say. God is faithful. And I mean, life has just been happening, Life happens. You're gonna always have good and bad things that happen to you. Some things you might not even see coming at all, and before you know it, everything seems okay, and then next thing you know is like, wow, I didn't even see that coming, and you find yourself like Joseph in the pit. It's just crazy, but God, as long as God is with you while you go through it, you will be fine. I can attest to that. You will be fine as long as you keep your hope and trust in God. Don't go astray. Don't leave God when things happen. Draw closer to Him when things happen. And another thing I want to say is never be ashamed of your story, because we all have so many things that the world might see as, may look down on you as, even other believers might look down on other believers because of certain things, things that you did in the past, stuff like that. Of course, those things you might not be proud of, but they are things that made you who you are. And sometimes those things make you a better person if you learn from your mistakes. Or if you go through something, you'll have something to tell somebody else. Well, I know what you're going through because I've been there, But if you never let God do what He wants to do in your life, it's going to be hard for you to have that witness and that credibility for anyone to really know that you know what you're talking about. And so it's good to have experiences. It's good to go through things because it just makes you stronger and stronger. Of course, we don't like to go through things, but it's necessary. It's very necessary to help you grow in your faith and to help you learn how to trust God. And depending on what God has for you, He might take you through more than other people. So if He has something big, you might go through a series of learning how to trust Him more than somebody else that He might not have that the same thing for them. He might have something else different for them. So they on a different, lesson that He's trying to teach them. So just stay focused, stay in your lane. Don't worry about what everybody else got going on. Just stay with what God has told you. People will not always agree with you in how you live your life. That's one thing I know for a fact. Because if you're trying to seek God and you're trying to do things God's way, you are going to meet opposition one day or another from somebody else. And it could even be a believer. They might feel like you're doing too much, like you are going to extremes. But as long as you know this is what God has called you to do, you don't have to worry about that. You don't need validation from anybody else. All you need is from what God tells you to do, and you do it. And so I'm learning to that myself. You're gonna meet people in your life you're gonna meet, and you're there for a season. They're not gonna be there to stay. God will show you what you're supposed to learn in it, and you're supposed to keep going. Don't let just because they don't want to be around you or don't like the way you live your life, cause you to become stagnant in your walk with God, or to cause you to dim your light when you know that God wants you to shine bright, you know. And so that's just something I'm learning. I've pretty much, God has really had me in a place of solitary for a while, actually. And I believe it's good to have a season of solitary where it's just you and God and very little people in your circle, because at that point you learning that, okay, I can't always go to people. I have to go to God with my issues. I can't always get advice from these people. I can't always count on people, because people you cannot completely trust 100%, but God you can trust 100%. And sometimes he will cause you to be in solitary just so that you can learn not to put your trust in man, but to put your trust in him. And I know that it is hard to walk that walk by yourself sometimes, but it is necessary in some seasons for you to walk that walk with just you and God. And you learn so much, sometimes even more, with just you and God than you learn when you got a whole bunch of people around. So, and God can deal with you better too, because you don't have all these people in your ear telling you things. And so, be led by God on whatever you do. There's a season and there's a time for everything. There's a time where God might have you around a lot of people, and he might move you out to share and to do all of these things in the public, but make sure that that's the season that God has you in, because anything that we do that is outside of God's will not stand. And it can cause us to diminish in our walk with him also if we're out of his will. So like, I've just been trying to stay focused, really just trying to stay focused, trying to stay prayed up, working on music, just doing whatever, you know, to keep myself built up in God, because the end of the year is almost up. And we're going into 2019, and I just believe that God has some wonderful things in store. I don't know what all, but I believe for me personally, he has some wonderful things. He's like, I've already got some witnesses in my heart, in my spirit, about some things coming up for me for 2019, me and my husband. So we're just gonna keep moving forward with God and just keep going full force. And I just wanted to encourage y'all to just keep going. Don't give up. God hasn't forgotten you. God loves you. Just because you're going through a test right now doesn't mean that it's always going to be that way. You have seasons. And the good thing about seasons is they don't last forever. They change. And that's one thing that God told me when I was going through something. He said, well, at least you know that this is just a season and this is just a test, and it will pass. You know, it will pass, and you will go into another season, you know, a better season once you get through this season. So we all go through seasons, but take advantage of it while you're in the season and learn what you're supposed to learn, because it's gonna be helpful in your walk with God. Everything that we go through, I truly believe, is preparing us for where we're going next. And that's what I always say. Whatever we're going through right now is preparing us for where we're going next. Because God is a God of order, and he always prepares us before he just puts us in stuff. Sometimes we might not be prepared, but he's taking us through it to prepare us for what's coming. And so don't get out of the test. And so I just wanted to share a little bit and come on and do this, because I haven't been on here so long, but I will try to start doing more videos as God leads, and hopefully y'all have a wonderful new year if I don't get back on before the end of the year, but hopefully I will. But hopefully y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.